we're here. We had a meeting where you were talking about how broken the social media system is and how toxic it is for our minds and how bad that is actually for the world. So now, how would we go further as a younger generation?
What I think is very important for your generation to understand is that basically the social media model, it's a very profitable business model that is using your attention as a commodity. So basically the whole system is being built in order to keep us there, because we are selling our time basically, and we are having this impression that it's rewarding in some way. So the major unethical decision of social media was when they decided at some point to transform our need to truth and our need to real information in a tradable commodity. Okay? So basically it's a huge industry that is taking advantage of this dependence. That's why in my thesis that I just presented, I underlined the fact that we have as a global society to understand that it's okay, social media, it's a business model, but social media needs to be honest with itself and to admit that they are in the same category with gambling, in the same category with tobacco industry, and in the same category with the fast food industry, because they are exploiting human vulnerability for profit.
It's a good feeling.
It's okay. It's a free market. It's a free world. We have the liberty to suicide ourselves smoking. We have the same freedom of being hooked in social media. But let's get rid of hypocrisy and let's admit that this is the case. So, exactly like in other unethical businesses, we have to admit as societies that we need to put some regulation in place for them to be forced, because that's the sad reality. We don't like regulation, but sometimes we need regulation to be forced to act more responsibly. And those measures are not too complicated. For example, we have to know who is pushing a specific fake news story. And they know because they are cashing in sometimes the money from the ones that are pushing also those fake news stories through advertising accounts. Somebody from Meta or from Alphabet can say, oh, but we don't know neither. Hey, then what that means? If you know, you have to stop it. If you don't know, you lost the control on your own product. So which one of those two scenarios is worse? Both are worse. If you are having this public responsibility, in Romania, for example, where we are right now, half of the population is using social media, and more than 75% are considering social media as being a reliable source of information. It's like I will consider a reliable source of food this plastic pet. The social media, and this is another important thing for your generation to understand, social media and programmatic automated advertising in general was created as a sales machine to meet the demand with the supply at the lowest price possible and a low conversion price paid by the advertisers. Why we consider this as being a reliable source of information? It's a sales machine. It's not a news spreading machine, a public interest tool. So basically we need to reverse this conversation, to remember all those things and to put pressure on the big tech and on the responsible players in this media field to get rid of the bullshit and to admit that this needs to be changed as soon as possible.
And what is the core message that you want to bring to the people?
To acknowledge the fact that public interest content is exactly like as it sounds. Public interest content is content that is written for people, not for algorithms. So if you see a piece of content that is viral, it's not public interest, it's algorithmic interest. So they are hunting the money from the advertiser. So one thing. The second thing is to distinguish between who's the beneficiary. So if you are seeing a piece of story that is very favorable to a politician, you are not the beneficiary, the politician. If you see a very nice story about a brand, you are not the beneficiary. So put this filter. What is
real for you?
Real and good for you. This is public interest, this is journalism, and we need journalism and public interest content, because otherwise democracies cannot work. I cannot vote, you cannot vote, we cannot vote based on stories and fantasies. It's like taking our best decisions or most important decisions in life after we are watching a movie on Netflix. This is fiction. So let's separate fiction from reality and public interest news from general media and viral news, and things will
And then
get better.
choose the people or companies that you really want to follow, or that they're producing in the right way.
There are a lot of people that are interesting to be followed. I'm more interested in people that are, let's say, producing in general good quality content. If I have to resume to one, I will recommend Maria Ressa, the founder of Rappler, and her book How to Defeat a Dictator, because the book and the case of Rappler in Philippines is very emblematic for everything that happened bad when social media met journalism. You will see in the book what happened and why this is crucially important, and the US and all the democracies are under threat because of this algorithmization of media and this crazy mix between news, ads, propaganda, fake news, good news, real content, fake content, AI-generated content, and so on. We need to stop a little bit and reevaluate what's important for us, and public interest content and journalism is crucially important because we need to know what's truth and what's not.
Yes, indeed. In this world where maybe everything you already see online is fake, you got to find out it's true. That's why we need to stop the video, because you have to go.
Thank you.
You got to go. I would like to thank you for your time. Give a like, subscribe, join the tribe. See you next time.
Bye-bye.